Welcome to Amazons et al. On Trust TV with me, Aisha Umar Yusuf. Our guest today lives and breathes science, so to speak. As a professor of physics, the world of science is naturally her second home. With over 3 decades of teaching experience in secondary schools and a university campus, our Amazon is an internationally recognized physicist and a campaigner for women's empowerment. I'm sure you'd like to meet her, so remain with us after this short break and do so. Yeah, welcome to Amazons et al. Professor Rabi'a Salihu. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here, and thank you very much for considering me worthy to be on Amazon et al. I'm happy to be here today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So you've come a long way in life, being a full university professor. Can you tell us about your early childhood?
Starting from the day I was born on the 21st of April, 1963, at the Army Hospital 44 in Kaduna.
Oh.
But then my official documents actually record that I was born in Wangara, Gizawa local government of Kano State.
I see. How did that happen?
This is because my husband
Yes.
was actually born there in Wangara,
Okay.
Gizawa local government. And then when I wanted to return to the university, he filled my application form for me. And he filled place of birth, Wangara, local government, Gizawa. And then subsequently, we did a declaration of age, and it contained those same information.
I see.
And it was this declaration of age which I used to obtain my official international passport.
Okay.
So on my international passport, it reads place of birth, Wangara,
I see.
local government, Gizawa, and then Kano. So because of this, I cannot change. So I say officially, this is my place of birth, and this is my local government, and that is what I've been using since.
That's nice.
And actually, my father was a soldier in the Nigerian army.
I see.
And after I was born, just barely 2 years, he was transferred from Kaduna to Kano.
Okay.
So where the Bukavu barracks in Kano, up to 1969 when I I started primary school. Started primary school at the Army Children's School in Kano.
I see.
I was there, and then the war, the Civil War, and we were there all through the Civil War years.
Yes.
When my father returned from the Civil War in 1970, he was transferred to Yola, so which the present Adamawa state.
Yes.
So I did my primary school in Jimeta, in Yola, in Numan, all in the present Adamawa state.
Yes.
Until 1976, when I finished primary school. If you recall, that time primary school was 7 years.
Yes.
So I did primary 7, and then I did the common entrance, and then you do this exam for the unity schools, the federal government colleges.
Yes.
I was selected to go to the federal government college Sokoto, and also there's a comprehensive secondary school, Mayo Balwa.
Okay.
Because of the prestige of the federal government colleges, my father opted for me to go to Federal Government College Sokoto, and I went to Federal Government College Sokoto from 1976 to 1981.
I see.
During the final year of my secondary school, there was this Islam-only movement, and so the Muslim Student Society were doing a kind of uprising and so on, which spilled to ABU Zaria, and where people went on riot, writing Islam only on some walls and so on.
Yes.
So that actually put a hitch on my secondary school education. It's a long story, which is not for this forum, maybe which will be told in another day.
Yeah.
So that affected my. So I got married in 1983.
Yes.
And when I got married, I had my first child in 1984, my second child in 1986. The third child in 1988.
Wow.
That was when I started to think about going back to school, because my father was really agitating that I should go back to the university.
Yes.
And that is when the thing with the declaration of age happened, and then I became officially.
So your husband wanted you to belong to his local government.
To his local government.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was what happened. And then in 1990, I went back to the university through the remedial program of Bayero University.
Yes.
And thereafter, in 1991, I was absorbed to read physics, And then, yes, and then I went on to have another child in 1992 while I was still, and then again a girl in 1996 when I was about to finish the BSc program. In fact, I defended my undergraduate project while she was just 2 years old, and I had her on my back. And when I finished, she was still sleeping all through. You know, that time, 2 weeks old, they are very small. So even if you back them and then you put on you cover, no one would know that you have there's a baby. Then it was towards the end when I was about to finish, then she woke up and she was doing, and then somebody said, where is the baby? And then our head of department was informed that I was backing a baby. And I said, I didn't know you had a baby on your back while you were. So I had her in 1996. I thought that was it. But as Allah will have it, in the year 2002, I had my last born, which is a boy. And incidentally, he's Umar.
Yeah, that's nice. Her father's name.
Umar.
How nice.
Thank you.
So why physics? I mean, all branches of science are supposed to be difficult. I particularly liked, I found biology more approachable and even enjoyable. But physics seems like something out of the ordinary. Why did you choose physics?
Yeah, a lot of people say that. But for me, I've always said that I think all courses, they are important and they have their peculiarities. But then for me, the reason for physics and not biology, I loved biology. And I like, but then there's this thing about biology. I will write copious notes. And then still it's like, for me, I think the lecturer would determine what marks to give. So I may write 10 pages, and then I will get maybe 5 over 10. But physics was straightforward. If I'm asked to solve a question, I will take it step by step, and I can score 10 over 10.
So it's more like, it's more objective.
So to me,
that you find biology more subjective.
So I wasn't scoring very high in biology. I was always scoring very low marks, while I think that I've done very well. But then there's another, it was a choice between physics and geography. When I finished the remedial, my best subject was actually geography, then followed by physics. But we had 2 campuses in Bayero University. The old campus and the new campus. And geography was housed in the new campus. It was a time of struggle when I was doing my studies. So I needed to count the pennies. To think about if I take geography, I will stop, I will leave and then still go to the new campus from old campus. But old campus will be closer to where I live, and therefore I won't have to spend an extra money. So sometimes I say this, I said, did I choose physics or did physics choose me? So I ended up taking physics, considering the fact that I knew that if whatever I do, I can score all the marks. So I think those were the reasons for physics. It's not that not discounting all the other courses, because I think we need each other.
You know, young women are always concerned about this combining marriage with studies or career. Some of them really put off marriage so that they can finish their studies first. But somebody like you who was able to combine, can you tell us how you coped?
Yes, it was very difficult.
I'm
but
sure.
Because it was something that I chose for myself. Like I said, that hitch which did not allow me to proceed immediately after secondary school to the university, and then I got married, was my own making. My father was not happy. He was somebody who wanted, he kept on saying, the only thing I can give you is for you to have an education. And if you have an education, I know you will be, I don't have wealth. He was a warrant officer in the army, and then he retired in 1981. So he was just encouraging us to go to school, because he said that was the way we would become great.
How many were you and your siblings?
We were five. One of them, 3 of us now are alive. A girl is late, and a boy, the one that my immediate senior. So,
sorry about that.
So that reason of him not being happy that I did not proceed to the university. Yes. I was looking for a way out.
To make it up to him.
Yeah, or to look for a way out so that he wouldn't be, I wouldn't be under here, and he wouldn't be disappointed. Yes. So I got married. Yes. So it was like I was using marriage as an escape. Yes. So because I was using marriage as an escape, and I said, okay, if I'm under my husband, then I can decide, and then my father won't have to, what to do. Yes. So that probably, I was saying that the fact that I was the one that chose that for myself was what kept me steadfast.
Okay, I see.
Yes, in Hausa they will always say "Saka yafubota." Yes. So if you determine by yourself that this was what you wanted, you will do all that you can
to succeed.
So I wanted the marriage, and I wanted to go to school.
Yes.
So I did everything I could. It wasn't easy. It was difficult. I would come back from lectures, keep my bag, and immediately go into the kitchen. Yes, I would take care of my children. Sometimes I will take my child with me and then look for somebody to take care of. But I didn't find it that difficult because
you were determined.
Yeah, I was determined. Yes, it was like it wasn't anybody forcing me. I was the one forcing myself.
Forcing myself. That's nice. Yes. Well done. At what point did you lose your husband? And
my husband died on the 6th of August 2016. Okay. 2016. Sorry, we got married in 1983. Okay. So and we had six children, 4 boys and 2 girls, ranging from 1984 to the last born in 2002. So that time, it was something that you had already passed through. You've had the children, they all grown up, and so on. So it wasn't such a very difficult time because I was already working, and I think by 2016 I was already a senior lecturer. Yes. And
most of them were grown up.
Yeah, most of them were also grown up.
Was he ill?
No, it was sudden.
That
was it. It was sudden. In fact, this is somebody that I thought in fact, I would think that I was going to
die before him.
Yes. Because there was a time when I was very ill. I see. And he was staying by me, and he was, and I was like so distant, feelings like this kind of dejection, and he said, "Rabi, what are you worried about?
Yes,
you have these 6 children that you are going to leave behind. Yes, you have taught them Islamically. They would continue to pray for you. Your book of good deeds will not be closed. Yes. So what are you worried about? It's okay. It's okay. So for me, I never thought that he was going to
die before you.
Yes. And on that day, a lot of people. His mom was ill. It was his mom that was ill, and everyone thought. So when they saw the gathering. People will come and say, "Oh, Allah, Hajia Chikawa," that Hajia has died.
Yes.
But then they would tell you, "No, Allah Shaibudi," and then everybody was shocked. The person that closed his shop when he went and he said, "Okay, until tomorrow morning," he came and then he said, "But around 11, he was saying
good night to us."
Good night to us. So we said, yes, it was just sudden. It was just sudden. Yes. It started and it was just, by the time they took him to the hospital, he was gone.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry. So do you have any coping mechanisms for women, who found a sudden widowhood like this?
Okay. Yes. But perhaps for me, it was easier because I was already taking up a lot of things, some school
responsibilities.
Yes, a lot of responsibilities. It wasn't that kind of saying, okay, the burden is suddenly on me. Yeah, the burden wasn't suddenly on me. Yes, truly. Probably that was what made it easier. Yes. The money I make was for me, for the children, and for
running the house.
Yes, for running the house. Yes. It was something that I took up for a long time. Yes. So it wasn't so devastating to cope. Except for the children that were really like my 5th child. This is the one that just graduated as a doctor of optometry. Yes. She was very close with her father. And she felt it so much. She kept on, so I had to continue
try extra hard.
Try extra hard to make her forget. And she was mentioning it even up to yesterday, that when they did their matriculation, that in 2014 when she was starting the BSc program, I was not able to go for the matriculation.
Yes.
And then, because she informed him, he went there. But she, you know, the way they are, you know, young people, they all have friends. It was the mothers or brothers or something, or sisters that went, not the fathers. Okay. So when she saw him, she was like, why did you come? Why did you come? All of them, it's not their father. Yes. Like, why don't you wait until we finish? When we graduate during the convocation, you can come. And then he was saying, what if I am not here when you graduate? So there was this photo that she took on that day of the graduation. Yes. She would put it in front of her matriculation, and she would say, oh, if I had not allowed Abba to come, then he wouldn't, you know, look at this picture. So she was the one. She felt it more than I think all the others.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Sorry about that. So you've been to many parts of the world for conferences and other fora in the pursuit of science. Can you tell me, are there a lot of women out there in science, or are we still a small minority?
Yeah, I think all the time, even as most recent as the 2019 Committee on the Status of Women, the statistics still showed that women are still behind. There was this presentation where they said that
how far, like, do we make like 15%, 25%,
depending on which, depending on the field, which of the field is being considered, is still not up to. Like they're still looking at 35%.
I see,
Yes, especially when we now go to leadership position.
Yes.
We'll have women, but
at
then
the
they are not at the bottom, but they are not at the leadership is still around that 10, 15, you know, 15%. So it's still marginal, even outside the country, even in developing countries. Yes, we had the career development for women in physics, and the statistics were still showing that this gap, the gap still exists.
I see.
And I think they also face, because when we discuss it, I find it like, I was thinking this is only an issue in northern Nigeria, or and then you will find that even
in Africa.
It's not just Africa. In other developing countries, maybe like Mexico, Argentina, and then you will even find in the US, somebody was still presenting, and then they have something which I think we don't have. There's this gap in salaries.
I see.
Yeah, they keep saying that women are paid less than men. But I have asked and I've checked in most, like
is that also in developing countries?
In developing
countries. Sorry, in developed.
In developed, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In developed countries like America.
Women and men in the same position, and then the women earn less.
The women earn less.
Wow.
So I kept telling them that we don't have that. Because a female professor will earn the same as a male professor. We don't have that.
There's something I heard before too. I don't know whether that's what that's part of it. They said when women are on maternity leave, they earn like half of their salary in some countries.
Yes, they have half
I was surprised too, because I know we don't have that here.
Because we don't have that.
It's true. Yeah, so there are ways in which actually in Africa we are better at women empowerment. That's
especially
serious.
About salary. I kept saying, do you know we are better off? Because I don't think we have that
we don't
disparity.
Have. It's unfortunate. We are going to go on a short break now. We'll soon be back with Professor Rabi'a Sa'id. Yeah, welcome back to the program. We are still having a discussion with Professor Rabi'a Sa'id, a professor of physics from Bayero University Kano. You've attended lots of conferences on nuclear non-proliferation, and you know critics view the whole movement as hypocritical because it's the countries with nuclear weapons that are championing it. Do you agree with that? And if not, what purpose does the movement serve?
Yes, I know that Nigeria is a signatory to most of the treaties on non-proliferation, or the treaty for the ban of nuclear weapons. And truly, I agree that there are some kind of hypocrisy in some of the things because of the nuclear weapon states, the ones that dictate and so on. But notwithstanding the hypocrisy that they want to have it and then the others should not have it, I'm more of the opinion that those who do not have it, I agree that there should be non-proliferation of the nuclear weapons, but then we can promote the peaceful uses because they are benefiting. Apart from the side that is negative, that is having the weapons and using it as deterrent so that nobody can touch them, they are also using it beneficially getting
for civil purposes.
For civil purposes,
yes.
and getting enough
electricity,
yes, which we are lacking. So for me, my main advocacy is that we embrace the peaceful uses.
Yes.
Get ourselves also entrenched in a way that we can also have the uses of nuclear for electricity. Because if you really want electricity 24/7, we have to go nuclear, one way or the other. Right now, even Ukraine, they have nuclear power plants, several of them.
Let's see.
Which is given electricity.
Yes.
And they were talking about if Russia were to target some of they will be cut off from electricity, and so a lot of things.
Yes.
About 57 nuclear power plants the United States has.
Okay.
And then they are benefiting. Then why shouldn't we? It's better we tap into it, join the movement for non-proliferation, and then put ourselves in the forefront of using it
for civil purposes. That's good. Yeah. So our towns and cities seem to be getting dirtier and more messy these days. It's almost like they are no longer designated rubbish heaps. You know, when we're growing up, you know where the local boiler is and stuff like that. Yes. Even the drainages were regularly taken care of by self-help groups. But today, the towns and cities are just getting messy. So what I want to know is, as scientist, is there any way you people reach out to the public about environmental hygiene?
Yes. Well, there was a social action project at Bayero University where we encouraged the students to collect the rubbish heaps, and make sure that they dispose of them properly. But, you know, this collection of refuse and disposal of them and using them in very healthy ways, in fact, even to generate electricity.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that is something that
it's going to be a messy affair.
It's something that the government needs to take up.
Yes.
It can't be done because it's capital intensive.
Okay, I see.
Or if it's going to be done by individuals, it may have to be individual and government kind of partnership.
Yes, yes.
Where it will be set up, and all the rubbish that are gathered will be taken into that kind of industrial site. Where it will be processed, and you can see how, when it is processed, the heat would be used to turn turbines, and then you will have electricity, and the electricity can now be either it is linked to the grid itself, or even sold.
Yes.
Yes, you will have people who want it can be sold.
Yes.
But I don't know what to say.
To
convince people that would do this, and this is where I went to a waste management conference in Venice, in Italy, and we were taken to this large industrial site where they package. In fact, what they do is to take garbage cans to different households, and they ask them to sort. If they're going to throw the garbage, they will sort it. You have bottles, you have for recycling. So then they will come again and take. They will just come and take all the garbage to that place, and then it is being. The complex was so big, and we were shown around that complex is being powered. All the electricity, everything is being powered from the waste that is in.
That's good.
And I looked at it, and I think about 3 or 4 Nigerians were there, and during dinner we were just discussing how can this be done and it was just the 3 of us with the ideas. Who do you approach? How
maybe
do you
with
do
a bit
it?
of advocacy. I think advocacy might help.
I don't know. So that was in 2012, and then we came back, and each of us just went on to continue with our yes.
So you have children and grandchildren. Can you tell me more about them?
Yes. My first son, he graduated still at Bayero University in applied biology. And currently he's doing his postgraduate in biological sciences as well. And then my second son, he finished electrical and electronics engineering, But as you know, with no jobs, he kept on. He wanted to. He has actually liked the uniform career,
okay.
so he joined the Air Force. And even to join the Air Force, he kept on, applying for the officer cadre, and because he has a diploma in electrical and electronics, he decided to join as a.
I see.
Yes, and then he's currently in Maiduguri. Yes, he's stationed in Maiduguri. Then my third child is a female. She is married, but she's also a graduate of education geography, and she graduated in 2018 with a first class from Yusuf Metamasule University.
I see.
She currently she has 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls.
Oh, that's nice.
And she has won a scholarship of the Pan-African University to go and study for a master's degree in climate change sciences at Tlemcen in Algeria.
Algeria. Okay.
Then there's Muhammad, who is into marketing, but he's a sickler. So he just did a diploma in marketing, and he's just doing well in selling. And then there's Bayero, who is the doctor of optometry. And then the last one, Umar, who is just, he actually went to Uganda, Kampala University. But during this COVID-19, when there was a lockdown and so on, I asked him to come back home. And we are trying to get him to
continue studies here.
But he's doing some computer programs now in order to get himself some skills in computing.
So in the last 2 decades, you've been as a university lecturer. In the last 2 decades, you have supervised students up to PhD levels. Apart from this, what would you like your legacy to be?
Yeah, my legacy, apart from supervision and the research, which I call my day job in the university, but is to this unending ambition that I have to encourage other girls and women to study or to pursue a career, either in the sciences or any field, but to always better themselves. And this is not just limited to girls. I'm a mentor of boys as well. We have the Arewa Youth Mentorship Program. One of my students, who is currently completing his PhD in Saudi Arabia, he initiated the program, and he put me as a coordinator and a supervising coordinator of that program. And we have consistently been trying to mold the Arewa youth in such a way that they can be skillful and be able to, because we found that at some stage they have the certificate, but when they come to an interview for jobs, they lag behind because they don't have some grooming and some other and some skills, and we are actually working towards that. So I would like my legacy to be that I have tried to mold a set of Arewa youth who are able to stand their ground within the country and outside, and
prove themselves.
And prove themselves, so that they are not relegated behind.
That's nice. Any political ambition?
No, I have never had any political ambition. In any of the positions that I've found myself, I've just been asked to come.
I see.
I find it difficult to put myself forward that I can do this, I can do that. And I see that is what is in politics. And I think maybe that is one of the things that puts a barrier on me joining politics.
It's true. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So thanks very much for being with us. I'm sure you had a nice time listening to Professor Rabi'a Sa'id and her life story. I hope you'll be with us next week and meet another Amazon. Until then, thanks for being with us, and bye-bye.